and welcome to episode number 9 of WITM. Here on 205 Live, as you can see, Andrew is going to be calling someone out in the ring. And then following that, we will look for our next WITM action, which will likely be Corey in action on NXT. So let's get 205 Live started and then hear what Andrew has to say.
Looks like he's going to grace us with his presence once more.
With him, you know this is going to be good.
This could honestly be about a few things. Let's find out.
WWE Universe. I wish I could come out here and do the usual, crack some jokes with you, have a little fun, but something's got me in a bad mood.
Okay.
I come out here night in and night out because I believe that the WWE offers a chance to achieve greatness, to push yourself beyond the limits of what you thought you could do. But some superstars don't see it that way. To them, this is just a bully pulpit from which they push their own sick, twisted agenda. I'm not sure if this guy was born stupid or if he's just going through a phase. Either way, I'm not letting it go on a minute longer. So, grab it to leak. Get out here so I can give your brains the scramble they desperately need. You know what's up? This has been going on long enough. I'm a patient man. You don't get to where I've been without waiting for your moment to strike. And my moment to strike is now.
A fan favorite.
Weird. Do you guys hear something? It's the strangest, faintest sound, like a big baby crying way off in the distance. Anyone? Is it just me? So strange. Usually when babies cry, it's over something like spilled milk, or because they've been hurt, which isn't a difficult thing, since you know they're babies. Wait, hold on a second. Are you really out here challenging what I have to say? I'm sorry, I thought it was a joke. Okay, for real. You'd better be joking, because if you're serious, you've just started something that you can't control. I wasn't always this amazing superstar you all see before you. It took me a long time to get where I am, to become the person I am, and to train myself to be the very best. Those first 9 years were tough, but when I turned 10, everything just fell into place. It's been a gravy train ever since. We could spend all day arguing who is better. There's only one way to determine who is the best superstar out here. So why don't you and I get in the ring and face each other one-on-one to find out who is as good as they say they are.
There you have it.
I think you need to take a step back and realize what you're getting yourself into. I don't think you've actually taken the time to think about what you're saying. You're putting yourself in a situation that you can't possibly win. Take some time and make sure you know what you're doing before you do something you'll regret. I hear you out here shooting your mouth off like a tough guy, so I'm wondering if you're just as willing to back it up. So what is it? Are you really as bad as you say, or are you all talk?
Definitely.
It's honestly not worth fighting tonight. I know this isn't a match that people want to see. You're not ready. The WWE Universe deserves us at the top of our game, and that's not tonight. I want our clash to be epic, something for the history books, not just another webpage entry, but a lasting memory etched in the mind. I just want you to know one thing. This isn't over, not by a long shot. You've been after me for a long time, and now you've got my attention. Trust me, that isn't a good thing. You started a war. I'm going to finish it.
I don't think you can be any more clear than that. I can't believe
Alright, and that promo battle goes to Andrew. It sounds like with Grand Metalik consistently in the top 5 of the Cruiserweight Championship rankings for Andrew's Cruiserweight title. Grand Metalik has caught the Cruiserweight Champion's attention, and Andrews foresees a battle down the line, potentially for that Cruiserweight title at a pay-per-view. That was not... not what I was expecting. I thought for sure Andrew was going to call out Mustafa Ali, as it looks like a rivalry has been brewing by them. But looks like I said, with the Grand Metalik consistently in the top 5, he has caught the attention of the Cruiserweight Champion Andrew. Looks like Akira Tozawa has a promo as well, which means there's only... And now Mustafa Ali starting a rivalry with Akira Tozawa. So looks like Andrew and Mustafa Ali no longer have their sights set on each other. And Tony Nese defeats Jack Gallagher, which means we're just going to have 2 matches on the card. We'll get you your results and rankings update for those. Drew Gulak defeats Rich Swann with no decision for Noam Dar and TJP. Tony Nese defeats Jack Gallagher. And we will get you your rankings update for 205 Live. Alright, and I guess that would be why Grand Metalik has gotten the attention of Andrew. Grand Metalik is currently the #1 contender. And so Drew Gulak defeated Rich Swann with no decision for Noam Dar and TJP. Gulak moves up to number 8. Swann falls to number 12. TJP falls to the bottom, number 15. Or actually, no, TJP stays at number 14. And Dar remains at number 5 with a no decision. Tony Nese defeated Jack Gallagher. Gallagher falls to 11. Nese moves up to number 6. Top 5 contenders to Andrew's Cruiserweight Championship. Number 1, Grand Metalik. Number 2, Mustafa Ali. Number 3, Cedric Alexander. Number 4, Akira Tozawa. And number 5, Noam Dar. Now we move on to the next show. Will we see Corey in action on NXT? We will not, so we'll keep on looking for our WITM match for this episode. And so we'll sim this whole card. And get you your results for NXT. Naomi defeated Carmella. Breezango defeated TM61. NXT champion Ty Dillinger defeated Johnny Gargano. And Goldust in a non-title triple threat. No Way Jose defeated Apollo Crews. Peyton Royce with a non-title victory over NXT and Raw Women's Champion Ember Moon. Sanity defeated the Undisputed Era, represented by Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, and Sandy represented by Killian Dane and Alexander Wolf. And the leader of Sanity, Tyler Bate, with a loss to Eric Young. And we'll see how those affect the rankings on NXT. Starting with the NXT women, Naomi defeated Carmella. Naomi to number 6, Carmella falls to 6, so Naomi number 5. Peyton Royce with a non-title victory over Ember Moon. That's going to make her the number 1 contender. And the top 5 contenders to Ember Moon's NXT Women's Championship. Number 1, Peyton Royce. Number 2, Ruby Riott. Number 3, Sonya Deville. Number 4, Mandy Rose. And number 5, Naomi. And now the NXT Tag Team Championship. Breezango defeated TM61. Breezango moves up to number 2. TM61 remains at the bottom, number 6. And Sanity defeated the Undisputed Era. Undisputed Era falls to number 2. Sanity are champions. And the top 5 contenders to Sanity's NXT Tag Team Championships. Number 1, Breezango. Number 2, Undisputed Era. Number 3, Street Profits. Number 4, Heavy Machinery. And number 5, Moss and Sabatelli. And now the NXT Championship. How will Corey rise or fall in the rankings after getting a week off? Ty Dillinger defeated Johnny Gargano and Goldust. Goldust falls to 15. Gargano falls to 17. No Way Jose defeated Apollo Crews. Jose moves up to number 8. Crews reigns at the bottom, number 21. And Tyler Bate defeated Eric Young. Eric Young is not in these rankings, and Bate is in the UK division, which I forgot to do their rankings update, so I'll do that next. The top 5 contenders to Ty Dillinger's NXT Championship. Number 1, Velveteen Dream. Number 2, Cassius Ohno. Number 3, Roderick Strong. Number 4, Corey. Number 5, Lars Sullivan. None of the top 5, or really the top 7 for that matter, in action, so that's kind of odd. And now the United Kingdom Championship rankings. Tyler Bate defeated Eric Young. No change there, as Bate is champion. Okay, we keep on searching for our in-ring action. Will we find it on main event? And we will see if Andrew will be in action this episode in a cruiserweight matchup on main event. First, we have to determine what the cruiserweight matchup is going to be. We have a really weird card with tag wrestlers wrestling. I'm going to change that. Triple threat with Akam, Elias, and Kurt Hawkins. Just Elias versus Kurt Hawkins because Akam is a tag team wrestler. I guess I need to find some more wrestlers to add to be eligible to main event, because it looks like they don't have enough people to have a show that makes sense. So they have to use tag team wrestlers as singles wrestlers.
Kurt Hawkins.
Alright, and let's find out what the stipulation is going to be for the cruiserweight matchup on main event. It will be a singles match, and now let's find out who the participants will be. And I'm using list randomizer from random.org to determine it, since we can't put cruiserweights on 205 Live without them being booked against non-cruiserweights. Or on a main event.
Jack Gallagher.
Jack Gallagher, who the randomizer loves to pick, will be accompanied by Brian Kendrick.
The Brian
And his opponent will be, apparently, himself. Like I said, the randomizer loves Jack Gallagher. Oh my gosh. So then the next randomizer, it's Gallagher and the number 2, Kendrick. Oh my gosh, I just did Jack Gallagher 4 times in a row. There we go. Grandma's the leak. That'll work. Wow, the randomizer loves it some Jack Gallagher. And it says that Metalik is in a rivalry. It looks like we have an official rivalry between WITM's Andrew and Grand Metalik. I don't know if we're going to go the full 15 weeks, but we'll see how long it needs to go. Alright, and when you send this card as well, and eventually we'll have a match for you. Alright, so Elias defeated Kurt Hawkins. Big Show defeats Xavier Woods. And Jack Gallagher defeats Grand Metalik. Alright, and we'll get you your rankings update First, Grand Metalik or rather Jack Gallagher defeated Grand Metalik. Gallagher moves up to number 10. Metalik falls to number 2. And the top 5 contenders to Cruiserweight Championship. Number 1, Mustafa Ali. Number 2, Grand Metalik. Number 3, Cedric Alexander. Number 4, Akira Tozawa. And number 5, Noam Dar. Now in the Intercontinental Championship rankings, Elias defeated Kurt Hawkins. Hawkins falls to 14. Elias moves up to 16. Also, Big Show defeated Xavier Woods. Woods falls to number 6. Show moves up to number 18. And Gerald's top 5 contenders. Number 1, The Miz. Number 2, Sheamus. Number 3, Bobby Roode. Number 4, Big E. And number 5, Big Cass. Now we move on to Raw, where we're going to finally have our match for this episode. Alright, and finally, 21 minutes into what is going to be a pretty strange episode that I've had to record over 2 days because all the time I gave myself for recording last night went to the first 21 minutes or so. So finally, we do have a match here in episode number 9. It's going to be on Raw. The Intercontinental Champion Gerald taking on the Apex Predator Randy Orton, as well as his rival and part of his Team Raw team, who they did a good, despite the loss, they showed good chemistry together, putting their rivalry aside for one night. So Gerald takes on Randy Orton and Braun Strowman in a non-title triple threat match. Let's get underway.
Sleeves, he ain't just putting on the weights. He's got thunder.
The following triple threat contest is a no disqualifications match. Making his way to the ring from Grand Rapids, Michigan, weighing in at 230 pounds, the Intercontinental Champion, Gerald!
Byron, what's the game plan for these superstars heading into this triple threat match?
Michael, a lot of times you'll see a competitor lurking in the weeds, just waiting for the right time to strike. But knowing these 3 superstars the way I do, I doubt we'll see any of them standing by idly here tonight.
I'd like to point out just how focused these guys look here tonight.
They really do, Michael, which makes me think we're in for one heck of a match here tonight.
And his opponents, first, from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 250 pounds, he is the Apex Predator, the Viper, Randy Orton!
Randy Orton looks ready to go tonight.
Which isn't really all that surprising. Randy Orton's seemingly always looking for a fight.
And the good news is that he appears to be coming into tonight with a little extra motivation.
Yeah, he's really had a chip on his shoulder as of late, and it seems to have been helping him.
a true monster among men. Cole, I really have no idea anybody would agree to step in the ring with Braun Strowman.
Corey, when it comes to in-your-face action, it doesn't get much better than these guys.
Yeah, these guys definitely like to fight, Cole, and I fully expect them to prove that here tonight.
And there's the bell. This match is underway. Randy Orton going right after the Intercontinental Champion with several strikes forcing him on the ropes. Now up against the middle rope.
A participant must be ready.
Gerald is able to get to his feet and go on the attack as Strowman putting his hands up, biding his time. Now going after Randy Orton.
Any one of these three could walk out of here.
Huge clothesline from Gerald.
Tampa has such a rich history.
Forces Strowman up. Coming back with another series of strikes. Irish whip into the ropes. And Strowman is going to catch Gerald midair and just toss him across the ring as Orton is going to fire up the WWE Universe with his signature pose. Now Strowman turns his attention to Randy Orton, plunging his leg into the canvas. Axe handle from Strowman to Orton. That's going to send Orton to the outside. Gerald's going to force Strowman into the corner. These two men doing battle yet again. When just a week ago they were teammates and had good chemistry together despite a losing effort for Team Raw. Orton back into the ring, going right after
This is a dangerous
Strowman, and apparently have installed a new file for Uncharted Lost Legacy.
While he hasn't absorbed too much punishment yet, triple threat matches have a way of getting out of hand very quickly.
I know it's early, but he has
DDT is going to send Gerald to the outside. Orton
Oh, and a terrific reversal
going after
by
Strowman.
He clearly did his
At least
homework.
two
Hit
spots
in
up,
time.
and the rankings on the line for Orton and
His
Strowman.
shoulders are down. And he kicks
But they
out.
must pin or submit the Intercontinental Champion Gerald in order to do that.
And he lands a savage elbow.
Irish whip
He's
into the
in a tough spot
ropes.
here, Corey.
Chopped
And if he
by
doesn't
Orton.
get up, it's going to get a lot tougher.
Randy Orton is starting
Stomp
to
to
turn
the
it up
chest.
now. Oh boy,
Stomp
he
to
is
the arm.
rolling.
Forces Gerald back up. And a reversal by Gerald with a reverse DDT as Strowman gets back to his feet and Orton goes tumbling outside.
Made him pay.
Reversal by Gerald into a bridging suplex, but Strowman's going to power out at one. Forces Strowman back up. There's the big boot, the signature maneuver of Gerald. Kick to the back. Gerald goes for cover. Does he have yet another victory over Strowman?
No, a kick out for Braun Strowman.
Nearly does, but Strowman's going to power out at two, and now Orton makes his way back to the ring and goes after the Intercontinental Champion with a huge suplex launching Gerald across the ring. Now he goes for cover,
He's got some fight.
and Gerald's going to immediately power out.
Testing the waters a bit there.
No, reverses it.
Reversal by Gerald,
Just look at this man. He's all business.
and Gerald just shoving Orton down and then taunting and firing up the WWE Universe. Reversal by Orton. Strowman's back to his feet now. Orton may have been thinking RKO there. Gerald reversed it.
Ever does.
STO from Gerald. Strowman again putting his hands up. I didn't, as if to say I did nothing. And biding his time, doing it again. I don't know what Strowman's doing that for. But now he goes after Orton as Gerald goes rolling outside. Strowman forces Orton to the top turnbuckle. What does Strowman have in mind here? Launches Orton halfway across the ring. I think that took a little bit out of Strowman as well. Strowman, though, getting fired up.
Psychological edge.
Gerald makes his way back to the ring and goes right after Strowman before he can capitalize on Orton. And Gerald is going to go for the cover right in front of Orton. But Strowman's going to power out at one.
Oh, man, I don't know who to root for.
Orton now. Going after the Intercontinental Champion, but a reversal from Gerald. Gerald coming off the ropes. Nothing happening there. Out of nowhere is a big boot. Strowman still trying to get to his feet. Does Gerald have a victory? No, Orton powers out at two. Knee to the back of Orton. Now a stomp to the back. Gerald looking for the spear. Strowman still hasn't gotten back to his feet. There's that spear, but Strowman's back up.
The Viper getting
so now Gerald goes after Strowman.
Yeah, that's one of the more graceful dives you will ever see.
Strowman forces Gerald in the seated position.
Oh, he turns it around.
Reversal by Gerald. Clothesline, and Strowman's just going to simply toss Gerald to the outside. And remember, this is a no disqualification match.
Oh, and he's still down, Byron.
Things definitely aren't looking very good for him right now.
But instead, Strowman elects to go after Orton in the ring.
Belly to back suplex. No, there's the
reversal by Orton. Orton getting fired up now.
Strowman is taking a beating, and he could be out at any
forces
moment.
Strowman up as Gerald makes his way back to the ring. Orton going for his comeback sequence,
This triple threat match.
which will score him a signature maneuver if it is successful, and it is. Strowman goes outside. Orton spears Gerald right back outside where he came from.
He's not looking good here, Byron.
No, he's got to get up, and he's got to get up
And
now.
we'll go after him. Stomps to Gerald until Gerald finally evades one, and we're taking the fight to the entrance ramp. Axe handle from Gerald.
He's not looking very good at this point, Cole.
Forces Orton up. Irish whip down the entrance ramp. And Gerald's walking up the ramp. What is he doing
In
here?
a hurry to get up here.
I just don't think he has it in him
Now he
anymore.
makes his way back down. Strowman's going to force Gerald back into the ring.
Back in the ring again. And Byron, he's still down after that.
And go for cover. Gerald powers out pretty much immediately there. Strowman's getting fired up again as Gerald tries to get back to his feet. And Gerald's just going to simply roll away. Gerald goes for cover.
A kick out.
And nearly picks up the victory off a simple maneuver, but Strowman's got power out at 2.5. Orton biding his time on the apron. Chop from Gerald. Now Orton makes his way back in the ring and does his signature pose to fire up the WWE Universe. Strowman may be looking for the running power slam. It's going to be reversed by Gerald. And there's a big boot to Orton right in the center ring, but Gerald's low on stamina. Can he capitalize?
Big time damage, Michael.
Looks like he's electing not to go for the pin. And there's a reverse DDT.
He clearly did his homework.
Uppercut from Orton. Reversal by Gerald.
Oh, and he reverses it.
Strowman biding his time on the corner. Now make his way into the ring. Putting his hands up again for some reason.
No problem.
Uppercut by Orton. Irish whip into the corner. Orton sent into the corner as well. Orton reverses, and that's going to bust open Braun Strowman.
Oh, no.
And RKO.
Games.
Gerald's still trying to recover in the corner. Does Orton pick up a victory? Indeed he does. Your victor is Randy Orton. Gerald is going to take a no decision in this triple threat.
Here is your winner. He is the Apex Predator, the Viper, Randy Orton.
An amazing contest comes to a close following a decisive pinfall victory.
3 men stepped into this match, but only one will be leaving victorious.
And that's this guy. And the crowd here tonight still in awe over that great match.
Alright, so Randy Orton picking up the victory in the non-title triple threat over Braun Strowman with an RKO. Gerald, the Intercontinental Champion, is going to take a no decision.
I can't wait to see how the rest of the card shakes out here.
And as Raw rolls on,
coming your way.
Bobby Roode defeats Jason Jordan. And our Cruiserweight action for Raw, the team of Brian Kendrick and Tony Nese defeat Grand Metalik and Cedric Alexander. Brock Lesnar with a victory over Eric Young, the leader of Sanity. Alright, and it sounds like there was a development during the entrances to the scheduled main event between the Universal Champion Kevin Owens and Shinsuke Nakamura. Let's take a look at what happened. And that's the WWE Champion Seth Rollins from SmackDown Live. What is he doing on Monday Night Raw? Last week we had Enzo Amore from 205 Live attack Raw Team Captain Intercontinental Champion Gerald. Now Raw's other singles champion, the target of an attack, this time from SmackDown's main champion, the WWE Champion Seth Rollins. What are his intentions? We thought the animosity between Raw and SmackDown was settled at Survivor Series. Plus, the Royal Rumble is still to come.
Seth Rollins has him
Rollins
right where he wants
on the apron wants Owens on his feet.
He jumped so high off the ground.
And that springboard attack is going to connect. And Seth Rollins is going to successfully attack the Universal Champion, Kevin Owens. Alright, but for now it is time for our rankings update. Following this edition of Monday Night Raw. And we'll start as usual with the Raw women. Asuka defeated Aaliyah. They swapped spots. Asuka, who has plummeted from down the rankings since losing her Raw Women's Championship in Season 3, finally gets a victory, moves up to number 7. Aaliyah falls to number 8. And that was our only women's action on the card. The top 5 contenders to Ember Moon's Raw Women's Championship. Number 1, Nikki Bella. Number 2, Alicia Fox. Number 3, Bayley. Number 4, Nikki Cross. And number 5, Liv Morgan. And now the Raw Tag Team Division. there were no tag team matches outside of the Cruiserweight tag team match. So your top 5 contenders for the Bars Raw Tag Team Championships remain: number 1, Sanity; number 2, Authors of Pain; number 3, Usos; number 4, Miz Taraj; and number 5, Hype Bros. And now the Cruiserweight rankings. Brian Kendrick and Tony Nese defeated Grand Metalik and Cedric Alexander. Kendrick moves up out of the bottom to number 14. Tony Nese swaps spots with Alexander. Alexander falls to 4. Nese falls to 3. And Nese will swap spots with the Grand Metalik as well. Nese up to number 2. Metalik falling to number 3. Nese just one spot away from the number 1 contendership with that being part of that tag team victory. And Andrew's top 5 contenders to his Cruiserweight title: number 1, Mustafa Ali; number 2, Tony Nese; number 3, Grand Metalik; number 4, Cedric Alexander; and number 5, Akira Tozawa. And still have more rankings to do. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright. And the Intercontinental title rankings. Randy Orton defeated Braun Strowman with no decision for Gerald. Orton is not in these rankings. Strowman is. He falls to number 18. Gerald is champion. Bobby Roode defeated Jason Jordan. Roode moves up to number 2. Jordan falls to 13. Brock Lesnar defeated Eric Young. Lesnar is not in these rankings, but Young is. Young falls to 12, but Nakamura and Jordan all lost as well. So Jordan to number 13, Jordan to 14, Nakamura to 13, Young to number 12. And Kevin Owens, who he just moved up, is going to get one more spot. He defeated Shinsuke Nakamura despite Seth Rollins' attack. The match did go on, and Owens was victorious. He moves up to number 10. And the top 5 contenders to Gerald's Intercontinental Championship: number 1, The Miz; number 2, Bobby Roode; number 3, Sheamus; number 4, Big E; and number 5, Big Cass. And now the Universal Championship rankings. Randy Orton defeated Braun Strowman with no decision for Gerald. That does not count as a non-title victory because he did not pin the champion, and these aren't the same rankings anyway. Orton moves up to number 4. Strowman's not in these rankings. Gerald remains at number 8 with a no decision. Bobby Roode defeated Jason Jordan. Roode moves up to number 5, and Jordan is not in these rankings. Brock Lesnar defeated Eric Young. Let me take Rollins out of the rankings real quick, because I had to assign him to Raw to do the attack. There we go. Alright. Lesnar remains number 1 contender. Young is not in these rankings. And Kevin Owens defeated Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura is not in these rankings, and Owens is still champion. And his top 5 contenders are number 1, Brock Lesnar; number 2, Sheamus; number 3, Randy Orton; number 4, Bobby Roode; and number 5, Finn Balor. Now we move on to SmackDown Live, where we see Dalton Roush in action, the number 1 contender to the WWE Championship. Looks like Seth Rollins wants to call somebody out. And we will see Dalton Roush in action. It's going to be another 8-man over-the-top rope battle royal. The game seems to like its 8-man matches, and it being its new feature and all, with mainly the same field as before, with 2 different people, Sin Cara and Chad Gable, in the place of John Cena and Dolph Ziggler, the final 2 people. It's Sin Cara, Sami Zayn, Mike Kanellis, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Dalton Roush, Kane, and Chad Gable. Alright, and will we hear the reasons for Seth Rollins attacking the Universal Champion Kevin Owens on Raw? Stay tuned for an action-packed edition of SmackDown Live in episode number 9. Or rather, in episode number 10. That is going to do it for episode number 9. It's going to be a long episode, with all the simming we had to do at the beginning. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed today's episode. Hit the notification bell so you are alerted when new episodes of WITM are released. Check out the WITM website. There's going to be a video specifically about the website coming up very soon. And check out WITM member Andrew's YouTube channel, Andrew Spud Strong. That is going to do it for episode number 9. We'll see you in episode number 10. Until then, this is Corey, signing off.